Are people rational? This question is important for social sciences and especially for economic science. Economics uses the hypothesis of rational behavior to derive testable implications about people's behavior. The dictionary says rational behavior is purposeful behavior, having a goal in mind, and taking actions consistent with that goal. Basic economic theory embodies this concept in a very simple but powerful model of behavior. Individuals maximize the net benefits of how they use their available resources. We define net benefits as benefits minus costs. Benefits are what we gain from the use of our resources. The cost is the amount of resource used. One of the key implications of rational behavior is how prices influence people's consumption choices. If the resource I have available is my income, then the amount I buy should be inversely related to its price. This implication of rational behavior is called the law of demand. For example, if I decide on a daily budget of $25 for my food expenditures, and the price of a coffee at the local shop increases from $2.50 to $5, then I'll tend to buy fewer coffees each day. Why? I have less money left over for my other needs. On the other hand, this model of rational choice implies that my income also influences my behavior. For example, if instead of $25 per day for food, I have $50, then I can buy more coffees and still have a lot of money left over for other food given the prices I face. Economics uses observations of people's behavior, data, and statistical tools to test these kinds of hypotheses. Generally, we find that people do behave according to the predictions of rational behavior. In fact, economists have found that this simple model of rational behavior can explain all kinds of human behavior. For example, how many children people have, or the number of crimes people commit. Yet, if you ask many people if they think other people are rational, they often say no. Why? There seems to be several explanations for this. Importantly, we tend to impose our values on how we view others' behavior. Rational does not mean that others would necessarily make the same choices we would make. People differ greatly in their preferences and their resources. For example, people value their time differently. One person may choose to spend time to search out the lowest price, for example, for gas, while another person may use their time for recreation and be willing to pay a higher price for gas. Finally, it's clear that our rationality is limited by a number of things, including our ability to acquire and use information and the way our brains function. An exciting new area of science is at the interface of biology, psychology, and economics. For example, how does Google present ads online? And how does that influence what we buy and how much we're willing to pay?